been thinking about.
Hi guys, it's Izzy and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. So I'm actually going to be doing a video about how you survive amputations. Now, right, so obviously this video is just like informative for you guys, just to say like what I think are the most important things that you need to do if you do come across this situation. But if anyone is actually an amputee, then this may be helpful. I know that everyone is different and these things work for me, they may not work for you, but these, in my opinion, are what I have found the most helpful things to do or to be like. So I hope you either find this video interesting or useful, so let's get into it. So the first one is determination. I think you have to be a really determined person. You have to really want to relearn everything because it can be frustrating at times. It is difficult and like I said, it can be annoying, it can be frustrating, but if you want it and are determined enough to try your hardest to relearn everything, then you will get there. I think a lot of it is in your mindset, which from this list you will see, because a lot of it is along that sort of line, but I definitely think determination is really important. Along a similar line, resilience is also key. You need to be able to try over and over again. I tried different techniques and kept going. The technique that I tried first might have worked, but in most cases it didn't, and I had to keep and trying and trying and trying. And if I hadn't had the resilience that I did have, half the things I can do right now, I probably wouldn't have been able to do. If I want to do something, I will literally try until it becomes a reality. And I think that has helped me through a lot of things. I can go from not being able to do it in the space of half an hour if you give me enough time to try. My parents have always given me the view that I can do whatever I want, I just have to try, which I've been telling you guys, but I think that definitely helped me maintain that attitude, having someone telling me that. So if I can tell you that and help anyone out. So I do just have to experiment all the different ways, and this is the view I live by, so I guess that's helped me get to where I am right now. And like I say, I would not have got as far without it. So from my personal experience, I think that having thick skin is really important, and not everyone is like that, but I think I've definitely learned to be thick-skinned, because looking like me, you get quite a lot of stares, comments, points, awkward situations, and quite a lot of the time the people that do it almost forget that you can see them, and you're like, hi, do you mind not looking at me? So at first it kind of bothered me, but now I just don't really care, because I guess I've got used to it, and I've also got thicker skin. Even now with like YouTube comments, some people comment some such hurtful things, but I just don't really care about them because it's not relevant and it's not going to stop me doing anything. But I don't care about them, and I certainly don't let them hurt me. I think being like this also helps your confidence, because if you let everyone knock you down, then it's not going to go very well, unfortunately. And I do kind of hope that through my YouTube I can help normalise differences within society. I don't want to use the word disability because I hate that word, but like I want to help normalise it so people are like, oh, whatever, do you know what I mean? Almost like don't feel the need to do that because they have got used to it. So join me on my mission. And at the end of the day, everyone's like individual. Some people's differences are just a little bit more obvious. This next one, it sounds super harsh, but I don't mean it harshly. I just mean you have to get on with it. Like, you just do. You can't dwell on what's happened. You have to just continue like living your life. If you keep bringing it up, you will struggle to get past it because it will always be there. And I know I talk about mine, but not in a like, oh, negative way. I'm just like, yeah, that happened, moving on. Do you know what I mean? And talk about the positive side of it, rather than if you keep like going, oh my god, it's not fair, well, this happened to me. Like, I think it's just a vigorous circle, and I think personally it'd then be really difficult to continue on and keep going and be as positive and do as much as I can, I think. So my next pointer is to be independent. I think if you're in a situation, people seem to pity you, which does make them help you more, which obviously people helping you is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. I think you shouldn't just accept everyone's help. you should at least try on your own, do as much as you can on your own, and then if you are still really struggling, then get help. I don't know whether it's me like being a teenage girl or just me as a person, but I hate if I can't do something myself. So I'd rather do something myself. So like I say, I will try and figure out a way. But I definitely think you have to have some will of wanting independence, because otherwise you're just going to accept all the help that you're offered and you're never going to get anywhere by yourself. I don't like asking for help either, because I'm just like, no, it's not going to win. I'm going to do whatever I can. Like, that's one. Probably going to hate me because I say this all the time. Like, I say this constantly, but it's confidence. And I'm going to make a video soon more in depth about confidence, because I say it all the time and I feel like people are like,
yeah, but how do we become that if you're like really not?
And I get that confidence isn't something that everybody has. People have different levels, people have different things that impact it, but I find that if you embrace your differences, it kind of makes you like them more or love them more. I find like if I hide an insecurity, which I know a lot of people do, you still know it's there. So in your head, you're still like, oh, I've got this and I'm insecure about it. And from my perspective, I kind of feel like that's worse, because you're making it more like disgusting or whatever you think about it, because you're hiding it away. And either way, whether it's on show, whether it's hidden, you know it's there. So for example, like with my scars, I've never really had a problem with them because I'm like, whatever. But I always know they're there, so if I cover them up, if I have them out, I know they're there. And that's not going to change it. Like, putting a top over it isn't going to change them. So I'm just like, whatever, I'll roll with them, do you know what I mean? It's fine if you, like, don't want to have them out, but I'm just using it as an example. Like, yeah, they ain't my favourite thing, but I don't hate them. And I'm just like, whatever, do you know what I mean? I think in a way it's kind of like reverse psychology. I'm not a psychologist, just a 15-year-old pretending she knows what the world is. But yeah, I think you have to like yourself and be like accepting of yourself, and that will help you have confidence, because you won't see an issue that you can be like unconfident about. Because if you have insecurities, I feel like that's one of the main causes of having no confidence. Just wanted to say that obviously my thoughts on this whole situation are just my opinion, and I completely understand that everyone has a different opinion on certain things, but this is just from my perspective why I think I'm so confident. So if you do have other ideas, make sure to comment them and maybe they can help other people. Overall, there are a few pointers that I have. I know that the majority of people that watch this video, in fact probably most people, will just be people that are curious, which is fine. That's totally fine. I think if I wasn't in this situation, I'd be curious how you deal with it, because especially I got meningitis when I was 7. Wow. So I was young, and I think a lot of these things I did because of my age. But especially like as I've grown older, I've had to maintain doing these things, which has probably been a little bit more difficult, because I don't know, as a child you're just more open, I think, to doing anything, whereas when you're a bit older I think it does take a bit more of a push. So yeah, but if anyone out there is watching this video that is related to someone that's become an amputee, is becoming, just has, anything like that, make sure to contact me, comment down below, or DM my Instagram or email me on my business email and like talk to me, because I give quite a lot of, like, people contact me that are in a similar situation to me, like asking like how you do things. But if anyone needs any advice, even if you're not the person that's going through it and you just need advice like how you cope with it, then do let me know and I will be sure to give you any advice I can that's a bit more specific to you and your situation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy and want any other like survival guide videos, let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe and turn my bell notification thing on so you watch every one of my videos, because who doesn't want to watch my videos? Probably a lot of people. But yeah, I love you guys so much.